for making sure that we are all here today, virtually and effectively. And I just want to say, as an outgoing president, there have been many things that have been fulfilling about this year, including seeing so many people turn up for a virtual conference when we had to switch to this back in over the winter. Attendance was one of the things we were concerned about most, and we've really overwhelmed our projections by quite a bit. So we're very happy that everyone is here. But one of the most fun things to do is to supervise and announce and welcome all of these great award winners. And for me to see all the people who did all the hard work to give out these awards, some of whom I've never met before, but it's great to meet you, Latanya, and everyone else. So welcome. It's not necessarily pleasant, but it's an honor to do our next bit of business here, and that is to ask for a moment of silence in memory and honor of members of SSSP who have died over the last year since our last meeting. And so if you all will bear with me in my pronunciations, I'll read the list of folks who have passed on in transition. Jacqueline Bowles, Charles L. Bosk, Kathleen C. Charmaz, Donald A. Cleland, Sinika Elliott, William A. Gamson, Melvin L. Cohn, John C. Leggett, Joan W. Moore, Barry Schwartz, William H. Swatos Jr., Edna Viruel Fuentes, and Stephen P. Wallace. I'd also like to recognize the past presidents of SSSP and thank them for their service. Certainly last year's president, Heather Dalmage, and the work it's taken really over the last 2 years to maintain the ship of SSSP through some definitely uncharted waters. And so, but really thank all of our past presidents for all the work that they've done to bring us here today. And with that, I think Kelsey is ready with a PowerPoint, and let me introduce our executive officer, Hector Delgado.
Hector, you're muted.
Okay, so I got to practice that. Anyway, thank you very much, Corey. I have the honor of reading out the recipients of the Student Paper Awards for 2021. Let me say right off the bat that not every organization, not every division, for example, had a paper. So if you do not hear your division, that's probably the reason. Also, I'm going to be reading off the winners. Some divisions had honorable mentions, for example, in other papers, but those won't be read, though they're there for the record, and you can look at them at any time. I'd also like to say that during my report earlier as EO, I mentioned that I went to a couple of sessions. I was incredibly impressed by the work of some really extraordinary young scholars, and looking at these papers, that's just been reinforced. So let me go ahead, since I have 10 minutes to do this, and apologize right off the bat if I butcher somebody's name. Okay, so let me begin first with the Community Research and Development Division. The paper award winner, the title, Rethinking Migration Development Access in China, Why Chinese Ethnic Minority Migrant Workers Persist in the Precarious Urban Labor Market. market. The winner for that division is Rui Jiapeng from the University of Texas at Austin. The next award is for the Conflict, Social Action, and Change Division. And the winning title is Restoring Social Order, How Cash and the Urban Rebellions Produce Neighborhood Housing Services, Inc. And the author of that paper is Daniel G. McClemmons from the University of Pittsburgh. The next award is for the Crime and Juvenile Delinquency Division. The title of the paper, The Lottery of Rape Reporting, Secondary Victimization in Swedish Criminal Justice Professionals. The winner of that award is Caitlin P. Carroll from the University of Texas at Austin. Next division is a disability division. The title of the paper, When You Get Into This World, You're Constantly Connected to Things, Creating and Reproducing Cultural Capital for People with Disabilities Participating in the Arts. And the winner, the author of that paper is Melinda Lee McConey from the University of South Florida. The next paper, the next division is Drinking and Drugs Division. This is the Bruce D. Johnson Paper Award winning title, Neighborhoods and Health, Assessing Neighborhood Effects on Accidental Drug Deaths. The author, Christopher Contreras, the University of California, Irvine. The next division, Educational Problems, the paper award winning title, Vergüenza, Ambiguity Around Diversity and Inclusion and How National Scholarship Recipients Became Ashamed of What Once Made Them Most Proud. The author of the paper, Sandra V. Portocarrero from Columbia University. Environment and Technology Division, the Brent K. Marshall Paper Award-winning title, Climate Change, Concern Among Youth, the Unexamined Role of Civics Education and Institutional Trust in Elevating Cross-National Climate Risk Perceptions. And the author of that paper, Erica L. Kessler, Teachers College and Columbia University. The next paper is from the Gender Division. The paper award-winning title is Let's Retweet About Racism and Sexism, Responses to Cyber Aggression Toward Black and Asian Women. And the author of that award is Paulina D.C. Inarodis from Pennsylvania State University. For the Global Division, the paper award-winning title, Love of Money, Rewards of Care for India's Women Community Health Workers. And the author of this award-winning paper is Verinda Marwa, the University of Texas at Austin. For the Health Policy and Health Services Division, paper award-winning title is Occupational Requirements of Care Work and Inflammation Among Early Career Care Workers. And the winner is Lila K. Pivnik, the University of Texas at Austin. Next is the Labor Studies Division. The Harry Braverman Paper Award-winning title is The Two-Employer Problem, Strategic Dilemmas at the Heart of the Tip Wage Debate. And congratulations to Hannah Goldberg, the Graduate Center, CUNY. Law and Society Division, the Alfred R. Lynn-Smith Paper Award-winning title is Police Community Relations as an Alternative System of Neighborhood Representation. The author of the paper, Tony Cheng, Yale University. The next division is Poverty, Class, and Inequality. The paper, Beyond Behavior, Prevalence, Penalties, Ethno-Racial Inequalities, and Poverty. The author of the paper and the winner of the award, D. Adam Nicholson, Indiana University. The next division is the Racial and Ethnic Minorities Division. The title of the paper, How Gender Shapes Racial Alignment, Gendered Racial Schemas, and Black Asian Ethno-Racial Identity Choice. Anjanette M. Chantak, University of Chicago, the author. The next paper is Sexual Behavior, Politics, and Communities Division. It's not up on the screen yet, but here it is. Sex on the Streets and in the Margins, Homelessness, Sexual Citizenship and Justice. Co-authors in this case, Jess Goldstein-Kroll and Jamie O'Quinn, both from the University of Texas at Austin. The next division, Social Problems Theory Division. The title of the paper, Just What the Doctor Ordered, Medicinal Alcohol, Opioid Prescriptions, and the Accessibility of Folk Devils. And the author of the paper and winner of the award, Joshua H. Stout, University of Delaware. For the Society and Mental Health Division, the title of the paper, The Hidden Injuries of Assimilation, Subjective Assimilation as Internalized Racism and Its Effect on Mental Health. The author, Jianyan Jiang from the University of Wisconsin-Madison. The next division, Sociology and Social Welfare Division, the paper, Hurry Up and Wait, Stigma, Poverty, and Contractual Citizenship. The author and winner of the award, Catherine L. Mott, Syracuse University. The final winner is for the division on youth aging in the life course. The title of the paper, Legal Power in Action, How Latinx Adult Children Mitigate the Effect of Parents' Legal Status Through Brokering. And the winner is Isabel Garcia Valdivia, University of California, Berkeley. Congratulations to all of these winners again. I hope to read a number of these papers at least sometime soon. It's just extraordinary work. Thank you for your work, and we hope to see you in the future with the organization, not only as members, but hopefully to be involved in committees and other work of the organization. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Hector, and congratulations to all the student paper winners. We will now move on to the 2021 Arlene Kaplan Daniels Paper Award. And to introduce these awards, I'm going to introduce LaTanya Trotter, who I want to thank for taking on the task of being the chair of this committee and guiding the committee through the award selection.
All right. Well, thank you so much. As the chair of the committee this year, I have the honor of presenting both the winner and the honorable mention of this year's Arlene Kaplan Daniels Paper Award. First, I want to give a thank you to the other committee members with whom I couldn't have done this work. That's Yvonne Braun, Judith Hallett, and Emily Schneider. And so we all came together in memory of Arlene Kaplan Daniels and her legacy as a scholar. And so our mission as a committee was really to evaluate the submissions rigorously, according to how rigorous they were and how innovatively they address contemporary issues of women's justice locally, nationally, and globally. There were so many wonderful nominations this year. We were really deeply impressed by the caliber of the work submitted, particularly by the work of early career scholars. So first I want to award the honorable mention for this year's Arlene Kaplan Daniels Paper Award. The committee decided to provide an honorable mention to Shannon Malone Gonzalez for the paper Black Girls on the Talk, Policing, Parenting, and the Politics of Protection. So Shannon's work used interviews with Black mothers to explore how social class intersects with gender and race to shape practices of caregiving, known as the talk. We were really impressed by the ways in which this paper really was in conversation with previously published work about parenting Black boys, and was able to really communicate and be in conversation with that by presenting an intersectional work that really looked at the intersection of both class and gender and race, and thinking about how working class mothers and middle class mothers really talk frankly or not about how the talk intersects with issues of sexual violence and harassment. So please join me in giving a warm virtual applause to Dr. Shannon Malone Gonzalez for really an extraordinary piece of scholarship.
Thank you so much for the award. Thank you for reading my paper and for those kind words. I just want to be brief and thank all of the Black women who participated in the study and shared their experiences with me, and also my committee, which some of them are here today, for just being so hands-on and supportive of this project. So thank you all so much.
Okay. Thank you again, and everyone should read this work. Now I believe I'm going to move on to presenting the winner of the Arlene Kaplan Daniels Paper Award for this year. So the award goes to Teresa Irene Gonzalez. Teresa is an assistant professor at the University of Massachusetts Lowell, and she received this award this year for her paper, Ratchet Rescate Activism, Aesthetic and Discursive Frames Within Chicago-Based Women of Color Activism. This is another work that was really quite ambitious empirically, combining 30 months of ethnographic fieldwork with interviews. Teresa's paper really did a wonderful job of demonstrating how Black women and Chicana activists used a set of deliberate strategies to disrupt gendered, classed, and racialized narratives that attempted to delegitimize their leadership as activists. Through this work, Teresa was really able to show how these activists' embrace of behavior normally maligned as ratchet or rescate became an active oppositional strategy to the politics of respectability. This work really incisively demonstrated how these activists deployed a set of working class asset-based narratives to guard against the gendered politics of erasure at work within dominant framings, grounded in notions of cleaning up marginalized and poor communities. And really, it was a really extraordinary piece of scholarship that was able to show how you can really zero in on the local context at the same time that you can use an intersectional analysis to really comment on issues that are happening both locally, nationally, and globally. And that's one of the reasons why the committee awarded this year's Arlene Kaplan Daniels Paper Award to this wonderful scholar. So please join me in congratulating Dr. Teresa Irene Gonzalez for this work.
This paper was such a joy to write. I've never had more fun doing work on a project or writing a paper. So I'm not only so very thankful to Dr. Trotter and the committee members for reading the paper, seeing its worth, and seeing the tremendous work that all of these activists were doing in kind of this really cool way, but then also granting the award for the paper. So I am very thankful to the committee. I'm also very thankful to the activists who invited me into their homes, right? Took me along and a variety of actions, and were really allowed themselves to be vulnerable consistently to really talk through a lot of the issues that they were contending with and continue to contend with even now. So thank you all so very much. I am overjoyed at many things. Thank you.
Thank you, Latanya, and congratulations again, Teresa and Shannon. We should move along to the Beth B. Hess Memorial Scholarship. And I want to invite Sarah Brook, who was the committee chair, to give out those awards.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure to be here to present both the winner and the honorable mention of this year's award. The Beth Hess Memorial Scholarship signifies a very important person in the world of SSSP and SWS. This award, as many of you know, supports first-generation students who began their academic careers at a community college and have faced significant obstacles of different types and are committed to teaching and mentoring underrepresented students. So this year, as in many years, it was very difficult for the committee to select a single awardee. So we have both an awardee and an honorable mention to present today. So the awardee is Jessie Colbert, a current doctoral student at the University of California, Davis. Jessie studies identity, perception, categorization, and boundaries. Jessie's dissertation focuses on the construction and policing of gender categories and statuses. And Jessie is also currently teaching at the City College of San Francisco, very much in the spirit of the award. The honorable mention for this year is Jessica Yorks, who is a current doctoral student at the University of Connecticut. Jessica's dissertation examines the transition to adulthood in the pursuit of economic stability for residents in educational deserts. Both of the awardee and the honorable mention this year are outstanding and inspiring individuals that really exemplify the spirit of the Beth Hess Memorial Scholarship. And I encourage all of you to reach out to them personally and congratulate them when you have the opportunity to get to know them and the great work that they are doing.
Thank you so much, Sarah, and congratulations to Jessica and Jessie as well. I'd like to move on now to the C. Wright Mills Award, and just a kind of personal note. Obviously, all committees are created equally and are very important, but the C. Wright Mills Award Committee is tasked with reading. Oh, Jessie's here. I'm sorry. I ran through the previous award and did not give Jessie a chance. So I'm sorry, Jessie. Please show yourself and give us a word or two. We'd love to hear from you.
Okay. Hello. Thank you so much. I'll keep it brief. I really want to thank the selection committee. This is such an honor, and I really appreciate it. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Jessie. I'm going to save one of these special awards for you because I feel terribly that I stole a moment of your time, but congratulations, my friend. What I was about to say about the C. Wright Mills Award is that the committee is tasked with reading, I don't know, upwards of 3,000 or 4,000 monographs. And so I want to introduce Melissa Weiner, who really stepped up to the plate and did an incredible job of leading a very large committee through an even larger task. And so Melissa, really, thank you so much for taking on this work. And I know that you like to read books, but I think your committee went above and beyond in going through this amount of material and really culling an incredible amount of good books into a list, into the list that you have of finalists. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Corey, for the introduction and also for the honor of chairing this committee. And as you say, I had an amazing committee that I could not have done this without. And so I really want to thank, before we get to the award, the finalists, I want to thank the members of this incredible committee in alphabetical order: Marianne Arriga, Myra Marks Ferre, Dana Cheyenne Harvey, Jerome Crace, Sadali M. Malaku, Amaka Ochuchukwu, Renita Ray, and Mary Scherer. It was a lot of work, as you said, and I'm so grateful for everyone's diligence, efficiency, and insights during the process, especially given the amount of work during a pandemic. I also really want to thank Michelle Coons for her incredible and always speedy support, from coordinating books with publishers to providing lists to just always having a super fast answer to everything. I really couldn't have done this without you. So thank you so much, Michelle, as well. So the finalists and the winner were chosen ultimately not from thousands, but from this year 98 cutting edge books representing all subfields within sociology and a few outside of sociology, all members of SSSP. The finalists were Dr. Liat Ben-Moshe, Decarcerating Disability, Deinstitutionalization, and Prison Abolition from the University of Minnesota Press. Dr. Trinita Brookshire Childers, In Someone Else's Country, Anti-Haitian Racism and Citizenship in the Dominican Republic by Rahman and Littlefield. Dr. Matthew Clare, Privilege and Punishment, How Race and Class Matter in Criminal Court, Princeton University Press. Dr. Amina Fidan Elsioglu, Divided by the Wall, Progressive and Conservative Immigration Politics at the US-Mexico Border, University of California Press. Dr. Kevin Escudero, Organizing While Undocumented, Immigrant Youth's Political Activism Under the Law, NYU Press. And Dr. Javon Scott Lewis, Scammers Yard, The Crime of Black Repair in Jamaica, University of Minnesota Press. So congratulations to all of these finalists. These are all phenomenal books, and many will be featured in the book night tonight. So hopefully folks will be able to join us to hear a little bit more about them. So this year's SSSP C. Wright Mills Award winning book could not be more timely, explaining how low-income Black Americans gain access to healthcare within and outside of the system, and how doctors navigate this system to support their patients or don't. Healthcare Off the Books by Danielle Raudenbush, an assistant professor at the University of California, Santa Barbara. I have the book right here. It's a must read. The book reveals the lengths to which people go to access basic medical care in a nation without universal healthcare, and what they do when the barriers are still too high to treat themselves. From Dr. Raudenbush's rigorous work, we learn that people rely on their communities and networks of care within them to provide the care that the state refuses to. In this way, we see how social ties are critical for survival through a formal, informal, hybrid healthcare system. This book not only highlights these community care networks, as well as specific places where the healthcare system fails vulnerable members of a community, but through listening to these voices, how it could be different. I encourage everyone to read, to assign, and share this book. And thank you so much, Danielle, for writing it. And again, all of the committee members for selecting Healthcare Off the Books as this year's C. Wright Mills Award winner. Congratulations.
Well, thank you so much. I am truly thrilled and honored to receive this award. And I want to thank Dr. Melissa Weiner and the rest of the award committee for all the work that they did this past year. There are many people I'd like to acknowledge who helped me to write this book. So first, there's Mario Small, Kate Cagney, and Ed Lauman, who were my advisors when I first started this project at the University of Chicago. I'd also like to thank my colleagues and students at the University of California, San Diego, whose advice, support, and feedback were really central in transforming the project into a book. I'd also like to thank my husband, Jacobo Meyerston, who read various drafts of the book and also kept me grounded throughout the time I was working on it, as well as Naomi Schneider and the many people at the University of California Press who assisted me throughout the publication process. And perhaps most importantly, I'd like to thank the participants at my field site, the residents of the public housing development that I call Jackson Homes. So as some of you may know, one of the things that I do in the book is to call for reconceptualization of the US healthcare system. So throughout the book, I present findings that I believe expand existing understandings of the obstacles to healthcare that African Americans living in disadvantaged areas face. And findings related to previously unrecognized healthcare practices among this population. My hope is that through the book, we can gain new insights into not only people's healthcare experiences, but also into sources of social and racial disparities in health and healthcare and also beyond. So it was only with the generosity of the study participants at this site and their willingness to spend time with me and teach me about life in their community that I was able to learn what I learned and to ultimately write the book. So again, thank you to everyone, both those I've mentioned here, plus many more people who supported me throughout the process of developing and publishing this book. Thank you.
Excellent, Danielle. Congratulations. Thank you so much. And again, we hope to see you this evening and most of the other finalists, so many of the the folks whose books were selected will join us tonight for a series of book panels. And I invite everyone to join us for those conversations. And we can find out more from you, Danielle, about your work. Let me introduce now Dr. Marlise Durr, the chair of the Lee Founders Award, and ask her to present that award. And thank you again, Marlise, for doing this work.
Well, thank you for asking me. Good afternoon, everyone. First, I'd like to thank my committee, Johnny Williams, David Brunsma, Val Janess, William Cabin, and Doug Meyer. Oh, this would happen. All right. Sorry. Our job was to actually look at scholars' significant achievements over a distinguished career. We had 3 wonderful nominations. All 3 were just marvelous in their own right. This year, the 2021 winner is Dr. Joel Best. Our committee really felt that Dr. Best represented the best possible way to continue the work of Alfred McClung Lee and Elizabeth Bryant Lee. Others were equally as important and as impressive, and it was a real difficult choice. As we were going through this, I was looking at the work of Dr. Best, and each of his nominators talked about the wonderful body of scholarship, the publications, and his willingness to mentor and reach out to others. I myself often found reading his work was quite enjoyable. So at this point, without taking a lot of time, I'd like to turn this over to Dr. Best to say a few words.
Well, thank you very much. This means a lot to me. I joined SSSP almost 60 years ago when I was an undergraduate, and this organization has been my intellectual home for my entire career. And I am very fond of all the people there. The one whose face just popped up on my screen right now is Michelle, who's been in the organization nearly as long as I have. And so I really appreciate the award. I want to thank the committee, and I want to thank the organization for all that it's given me. Thank you.
Congratulations, Joel, and thank you, Marlise. I now want to invite Beth Williford to announce the winner of the Doris Wilkinson Faculty Leadership Award. And again, thank Beth for taking on this task at a time when we are all overextended. Thank you, Beth.
Thanks, Corey, for the invitation to do this. And I'll start as well as my previous committee chairs have by thanking the rest of the folks who served with me on this committee, Margaret Kelly, David Embrick, and Marianne Kaniski. Just to get started, I think it's helpful for us to remember what this award is all about. So the Doris Wilkinson Faculty Leadership Award was established in 2015, and it's awarded to an outstanding faculty member who has exercised an extensive leadership role within SSSP and other professional societies and within the larger community. Doris Wilkinson was a participant observer of the events that occurred in the 70s when Sociologists for Women in Society and the Association of Black Sociologists were seen as outsiders within and sought meaningful entry and participation in the ASA. Doris Wilkinson turned her observation into action and became one of the leading voices in bringing change to SSSP and our discipline. This year, our committee received nomination letters explaining how the work of the awardee has impacted the discipline, SSSP, and colleagues nationwide. Her methodological expertise and scholarship on a range of critical issues, including intersectionality, emotional labor, sexuality, institutional discrimination, and labor markets was described as groundbreaking and inspiring. While engaged in writing about social issues that matter, this year's award winner has maintained a long history of service to SSSP in various capacities, including some today. Other positions have been a president on the board of directors and on the editorial board for social problems. She's also given her time and energies to sister organizations, including SWS, ABS, ESS, ISA, and ASA. Our 2021 award winner is a role model, a mentor, and a friend who works to create welcoming and supportive spaces for marginalized and junior scholars. It was easy for our committee to see how her contributions have aided to the betterment of our society. So today, on behalf of the Doris Wilkinson Faculty Leadership Award Committee, I am very pleased to announce that the recipient of the 2021 Faculty Leadership Award is Dr. Marlise Tour. Congratulations.
Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm almost at a point of tears. I knew Doris. I learned a lot. She mentored me. We were sorority sisters. It is just a wonderful privilege to get this award named after my friend. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Marlise. Thank you, Beth, for the work that you and your committee did. And Marlise, there couldn't be any award that I wouldn't be saying I don't think you deserved, but I am so glad that this award is so meaningful for you as well. So thank you for all of your work. And now it's my honor and privilege to introduce, I believe via video, our local arrangements committee chairs, Stephen H. Corey and David G. Embrick, to give us the Indigenous Peoples Social Justice Award.
Welcome. My name is David G. Embrick, and my colleague's name is Stephen Corey, and we are the co-chairs of the 2020-2021 SSSP Local Arrangement Committee, along with committee members Catherine Albrick, Sharon M. Collins, Megan Daniel, Laura Jansen, and Christian L. Paredes. Among our many tasks, yes, even despite the pandemic, of helping to introduce SSSP members to the great city of Chicago and assist current President Cory Dolgan, not to be confused with Stephen Corey, with making and highlighting connections with the theme of the meetings and various organizations and people in Chicago. We are most privileged to be in charge of one of SSSP's most recent awards. Established in 2020, the Indigenous Peoples Social Justice Award seeks to recognize an organization doing social justice work on behalf of Native Americans in the city or metropolitan area hosting the annual meeting. Our charge was not only to select the best candidate for this award in the Chicago metropolitan area, but to think through which organization also really reflects the central theme of revolutionary sociology: truth, healing, reparations, and restructuring. It was a tall task, as we recognize many organizations that fit the bill, but one stood out as fully committed to the radical ideals central to SSSP and its understanding that we must be vigilant against all forms of human oppression and violence.
The Local Arrangements Committee has selected the Chi Nations Youth Council to receive the 2021 Indigenous Peoples Social Justice Award, given their vibrant and cutting-edge work through direct activism and support for Native youth, in alignment with Black Lives Matter and other contemporary grassroots movements. Indeed, the Chi Nations Youth Council reflects the authenticity and passion of an organization that prides itself on being intersectional and deeply engaged in past and current issues of equity in our larger global society, to include anti-Blackness in Native communities, issues of accountability, youth resistance, legacies of imperialism and genocide, decolonization, and much more. The Society for the Study of Social Problems and the 2021 Chicago Local Arrangements Committee is proud to recognize this active and decentralized, by choice, organization that seeks change through the arts, education, and activism. It's my pleasure to introduce the Chi Nations Youth Council.
Thank you both to Stephen and David. And I believe that we don't have a representative. Is that correct, Michelle? I think that is correct.
Yeah, no, Michelle, you're muted. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't have
No
something
worries.
from them.
Obviously, you know, we're excited. I want to thank David and Stephen for their work. I was very excited about learning about the Chi Nations Youth Council, and I really want to kind of suggest that this is an organization that is demonstrative of the kind of youthful move in so many of our social movement organizations. And, you know, Hector mentioned earlier being so impressed with the intellectual work of our graduate students, both from the sessions and the paper awards. And I want to suggest one of the really exciting aspects is how many of them are working with and discussing social movements and social activism. And so I really do want to encourage, as we recognize a young organization and its work, that we also not only recognize, but encourage our own young scholar activists, not only to continue their work, but really think about what leadership may mean in SSSP and how much SSSP, I believe, is in need of another generation of activist scholars leading this organization. And I don't want to comment on the fact that you know, Noreen is clearly younger than I am, our next president, and Shirley will continue that. But I do believe we're ready for another generation of leadership, and we look forward to this youth revolution. Let me move on now to introduce Yvonne Braun, who was the chair of the Joseph B. Gittler Award Committee. And Yvonne, thank you so much for taking on this task and the work that your committee did.
Thank you so much, Corey. As many of you know, the Joseph B. Gittler Award was established in 2007 through a request by Joseph B. Gittler in recognition of a SSSP member who's made significant scholarly achievements on the ethical resolution of social problems. I want to thank the committee and also thank Michelle, as always, for her support in the committee's work. This year's Gittler Award Committee unanimously selected Dr. Johnny Eric Williams, Professor of Sociology at Trinity College, as the 2021 awardee. The committee selected Dr. Williams for his consistent, ongoing, and outstanding contributions to sociology, to SSSP, to scholar activism, and to the ethical resolution of social issues. The committee noted his commitment to raise important questions and to bring critical sociological perspectives to pressing social issues, such as understanding race and addressing racism, garnering support for Palestine and Palestinians, and addressing issues of academic freedom, and that these also represented important acts of courage to raise awareness and bring about social change. The nominations on behalf of Dr. Williams noted his impressive and prolific publication record and how he has worked to reach both academic and public audiences with great success. One nominee writes, notably, Dr. Williams' scholarship is highly public with a number of recent articles, interviews, and presentations for non-academic audiences to bring attention to these phenomena, as well as within the academy for the purposes of addressing the very phenomena that he researches at their root sources. Colleagues writing nominating letters also noted the dedication of Dr. Williams to supporting and mentoring other scholars as part of his scholar activist work to reshape our community and our field. One colleague writes, his active membership and participation in SSSP, his scholarship and praxis as a scholar, professor, and movement actor embody the essence of the ethical solutions, awareness, and activism that the Joseph B. Gittler Award recognizes and honors. The 2021 committee agreed and was honored to select Dr. Williams as this year's Joseph B. Gittler Award recipient. Congratulations, Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Dr. Braun, and also your committee mates. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. All right. I want to thank you guys for your service on the Gittler Award Committee. I know that committee work can be somewhat thankless, so I want to thank you all again for what you did. I also want to thank my colleagues who nominated me and wrote letters on my behalf despite knowing my aversion to accepting recognition from professional sociological associations. In my mind, such recognition signals to me that my work may not be doing what it should be doing. That is, using sociology to work for the creation of the beloved community, via the liberation of everyday people from systems of oppression. Given my justified angst and distrust when I first learned that I had been nominated for the Gittler Award, I intended to withdraw my name from consideration. However, a friend and colleague urged me to reconsider. In his words, dude, you need your props so others doing the work see what can be done, can be accomplished within the morass of the academy, right? So proceed with your candidacy, he said, and if you receive an award, accept it, but accept it on your terms. And so in this spirit, I'm gonna accept it on my terms, and I got a little bit to say before I let you guys go. So hopefully bear with me through this. So I appreciate this. I accept this appreciation of the work that I do on behalf of everyday people who I work for, who mold and empower me to work in their interests. My entire life is dedicated to speaking truth, not to those who believe themselves to be powerful, but to those among us who falsely believe we are powerless to effect change in our interests. So please receive what I'm about to say with this intention. Since its founding in 1951, SSSP and its members claim they are about using sociology to improve the state of humanity. This isn't really always the case. I know from experience within SSSP that many members do not value people who want to be free and who take risks to advance knowledge to liberate humanity. This became even more apparent to me when the organization decided to require a supermajority vote for the resolution for resolution Melissa Weiner and I put forth, calling for the organization to support Palestinians resisting the brutality of Israeli apartheid and occupation. A lot of folks in our organization seem to be only interested in superficial performance rather than doing the hard and difficult work of collaborating with everyday people to liberate ourselves from oppression. In my humble opinion, some of our colleagues prioritize securing the accolades and recognition of the oppressive powers that be above over all else. Given this, respect for the principles of revolutionary sociology and working for the common good is left to be upheld by a few colleagues who are maligned and shunned by a cadre of academic mercenaries. And I say it again, academic mercenaries within our organization who foreclose liberation from systems of oppression. Perhaps at this moment, you all are saying to yourself, what the hell have we done? Why is he getting this award and talking about this right now anyway? I think the answer to the question is that SSSP has been responsible as any institution within the empire, that is the United States, for maintaining the oppression of everyday people. The organization and we need to stop deluding ourselves into believing that the best way to address structures of oppression is to reform rather than abolish them. We must embrace the fact that we are obliged as sociologists of and for the people to uncover the facts and then tell the truth and to encourage and empower our students and the public to do the same. My hope is that those who are listening this evening will not look upon my remarks as a rude intrusion on this festive celebratory moment, but it's an earnest effort to reorient our attention to pressing SSSP problems that might determine whether our organization and sociology has a right to say from this point forward, we are involved in producing scholarship and generating action in pursuit of a just world. I hope that accepting the SSSP Gittler Award on behalf of we, the oppressed people of the world, will encourage more sociologists to take on the mantle of liberation and join me and others in reconstituting sociology, not to do the scholarship of nationalism and empire, but the work of global emancipation. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you, Yvonne, and your committee again for the presentation of the award. And Johnny, those words will never be a rude intrusion to an organization that purports to support liberation. So we thank you for that, for those words and that reminder. And hope we'll hear more from you tomorrow as well. Let me move on now to the 2021 Kathleen S. Lowney Mentoring Award. And I would like to invite Dr. Lori Leinhart to give out those awards.
Thank you so much, Corey. I'm honored to be presenting these awards on behalf of the Kathleen S. Lowney Committee. And I'm standing in for the chair of the committee, Dr. Kathy Stoley, members, Dr. Deborah Little, and Dr. Rita Shaw. The Kathleen S. Lowney Award, Mentoring Award, is awarded to a faculty or an activist who has a track record of mentoring and takes genuine and sincere interest in others, both in and out of the classroom, and in meaningful ways that build lasting relationships. We are thrilled to present the Mentoring Award to co-recipients, Dr. Heather E. Dillaway from Wayne State University, and Dr. Gloria Gonzalez Lopez from the University of Texas at Austin. Starting with Dr. Dillaway, saying a few words about her letters and supporters. Committee members noted that a theme woven throughout these letters is that your accessibility and cultivation of scholars, such as first-generation students, that may be sometimes overlooked or otherwise fall through the cracks. A refrain echoed by these letter authors is that you believed in them, often when even they did not believe in themselves. Your membership was key to finishing school and successfully navigating careers. These letters also provided heartfelt personal stories in which we read how you've supported students through extremely difficult personal situations. Several writers set as their aspirations emulating your role model, not only professionally, but also as a person who embodies humility, respect, kindness, and empathy. Congratulations to Dr. Dillaway. A few words about Dr. Gonzalez Lopez. You're an active member to many students, both within as well as outside of the sociology department. You give your time and expertise generously. Glowing letters of support submitted on your behalf from a wide variety of individuals demonstrate your impact on graduate students, former graduate students, and junior faculty who all speak highly of you. Your humanity shines through in these letters that overwhelmingly paint a picture of a mentor who is not only a public sociologist and top feminist scholar, but also a generous, sensitive, tenacious, and tireless advocate. These letters come from people who recognize value and benefit from the extensive, invisible labor involved in the work that you do. Your emphasis on self-care and the supportive spaces you create. Congratulations to Gloria Gonzalez Lopez.
And I do believe, I'm not sure if Professor Dillaway is with us via phone.
I am.
I'm
here.
Please.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, very well.
All right, thank you very much. So first of all, I apologize for joining by phone. My power went out and so my Wi-Fi is out. But if we've learned anything in the last 16, 17 months, it's to be flexible. So thank you very, very much to the selection committee. I'm very grateful for this mentoring award. I think we know as good sociologists that academic success and career success is not accidental. And I'm where I am today because of a long line of important mentors, and it's very important to me to mentor others like I've been mentored. I think one of the most important things I've realized over time is that our careers are not about us only. They are also about people around us. And so one of our most important jobs as academics is to create opportunities for the students around us and lead students to those opportunities. And to me, doing the same thing for faculty and staff is just as important. So I'm proud of the one-on-one mentoring I've done, but I think it's been just as important to work on structural opportunities for people and make sure that they have those as well.
to concentrate a minute on my students because they're the ones who nominated me. I'm so proud of my students, both undergrad and grad students. And I have been so privileged to watch so many of them launch good careers and go on to mentor other people on their own. And that means a lot to me. So watching my mentees launch and pay it forward is amazing. And that's as important as doing anything successful by myself. I want to thank all the students who coordinated this nomination, and I do want to read off their names because they are so important. Mary Burns, Sharon Everhart, Ashi Arora, Oksana Dubrovsky, Jen Lendrum, Jennifer Haskin, Beth Pare, Stephanie Osborne, Ali Mashra, Brianna Marzoff, Megan Throme, Victoria Velding, Allison Gendry James, Amanda Draft, Chastity Bailey Corey, and Gabby Latarski. And thank you very much to Triple SP for honoring mentors with this award.
Thank you, Heather. And I also believe that Gloria Gonzalez Lopez is with us as well.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I would like to say that it is a special honor to receive the Kathleen Loney Mentoring Award. And I want to thank the committee for this special recognition. And I share this special distinction with Dr. Dalloway, and as well as all of the other candidates who were nominated for this award. I want to thank, I just want to say thank you to Jamie O'Quinn and Brinda Marwa for working so hard to coordinate the nomination, and to all of the grad students and the professors who prepared amazing letters of support. When I was nominated, Jamie and Brinda sent me the letters, and I was just crying nonstop. And I said, you know what, if I don't get the award, this is just incredible. I mean, this is just amazing. And so I was really moved by all of the letters. And I just want to say that I would not be here without the presence of generous mentors, and I'm forever grateful to Professors Pierre Hondanus Otelo, Barry Thorne, and Patricia Fernandez Kelly. And I dedicate this award to my students, past, present, and future, as well as people who rely on me. And I would like to dedicate this award also to the memory of the thousands of children, victims of one of the most horrific and grotesque expressions of Indigenous genocide in Canada and in the Americas, because I have no doubt that many of these children had tremendous trust and respect for their teachers and mentors. And I want to thank the Society for the Study of Social Problems for keeping the spirit of sociology alive, and for all the hard work that you do for our profession and for our discipline, and for making me feel so proud of being a sociologist. So my deepest gratitude for this special recognition to all of you. Thank you again. And I celebrate the work that everyone is doing. And thank you and congratulations to all of the people who are receiving as well special recognitions today, and to all of the memory as well of the people who passed away, all the members of the Society for the Study of Social Problems. Thank you, everyone. My deepest gratitude. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Gonzalez Lopez. And your mentorship is obvious in these awards ceremonies, as I think 20 some odd graduate students from your institution won paper awards. So clearly they're good writers and wrote good letters as well. Let me now move on to the 2021 Racial and Ethnic Minority Graduate Fellowships. And I'd like to introduce Dr. Anthony Peguero, my good friend Tony, to introduce the winners of this award.
Thanks, Corey. First, as a side note, I'm incredibly impressed how on track we are in terms of timing. That's amazing. It's been a privilege to serve on this committee and chairing this committee. I want to take this opportunity and thank Teresa Irene Gonzalez, Janet Garcia Howlett, Casey Henricks, Victor Ray, Juliet Catherine Rody, Rita Shah, and of course, Michelle Kuntz and Rachel Coburn for all their work on this committee. It's always overwhelming to serve on this committee and read all the great applications and candidates and their research and the great possibility of their involvement, their future involvement and continuing involvement with SSSP. So I want to congratulate our co-winners, Papi Begum from Rutgers University and Josefina Flores Morales from University of California, Los Angeles. I know they're both on, so rather than me read their bio, I think it's probably in the interest of time, it would be best to give each of them an opportunity to accept the award and have a moment to acknowledge whoever they want to acknowledge. But I know I saw them both on there. I think they're still on. Papi could go first. Or Josefina?
I can go.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. I'm Josefina, a doctoral candidate in sociology at UCLA, and I want to take this time to thank the committee and the fellowship committee chair, Dr. Anthony Figueroa, for this award. I also want to thank all of my mentors who have continuously supported numerous fellowship and scholarship applications year after year. Dr. Vilma Ortiz, Dr. Iran Beltran Sanchez, Dr. Cal Yu. I also want to take the time to say that the late Stephen P. Wallace was in my committee and helped me become ABD, and sadly we lost him too soon, but I also want to say that he's been part of my pipeline, and I want to honor his memory as well and his support for rising scholars like myself. And yeah, I think that's all I want to say. Thank you. This fellowship will help me finish my dissertation as I'm on the market, and I really appreciate all the work that SSSP does.
Thanks, Josefina. I don't know if Papi's available. I did see her on here. If not, I'll just read her bio. Should I just do that? Okay.
Great.
Okay. Papi Begum is currently in the 4th year of her doctoral program at the School of Criminal Justice at Rutgers University, Newark. She is a Bangladeshi American woman whose personal and academic experiences have collectively nurtured her criminological imagination and sociological interests, as well as her long-term career and community activism goals. Papi aspires to affect social change by bridging the gap between policy, practice, and research as a community-engaged researcher and educator. Her goals are to combine innovative research with activism and methods of intervention and program development to improve the quality of life and social mobility for justice-involved and marginalized populations, locally and internationally, including incarcerated people, sex workers, and individuals who suffer from injustice and social inequalities. So I want to, again, congratulate you both, Josefina and Papi, for doing great work. And we are on the committee, but I'm sure everyone here is very excited about your future possibilities, and crossing our fingers too, for both of you to get great jobs. So good luck, everyone. Thanks and take care.
Congratulations to both of you, and again, thank you, Anthony. We're at our final award, and we are ahead of schedule a bit. So I do want to encourage people to not only welcome Jennifer Cosa-Leon to present the award, but I know that we have a video that the committee worked on quite hard to acknowledge all of the nominees for the award. And a quick shout out to Charles Hawkins, who helped to edit the award, as well as some of our material, pre-recorded material, and also the presidential address tomorrow. But just a quick word that the board and many on the program committee have discussed the need to not only award groups, which I think is an important part of our recognition of our commitment to social justice, but in fact to maintain our relationships with organizations that are nominated. And I really want to encourage all of us, but the board as well, to really continue looking into the ways in which we can maintain and sustain relationships and the engagement that our organization has in honoring and recognizing these social action, these social movement organizations that we do. So that's enough for me. Jennifer, let me bring you on here. Where are you?
Thank you, Corey.
There you are.
Thank you. So the Thomas C. Hood Social Action Award is granted to a local grassroots social justice organization in the area in which the meeting is held. Although this year our meeting is virtual, that we would have been meeting in Chicago. Organizations that include directly impacted people and communities in leadership positions of those organizations and in the decisions that they make are particularly encouraged to be nominated. We received a total of 9 nominees this year. I believe it's one of our highest years for nominees. So we're really excited about that. So to showcase these organizations, as Corey mentioned, most of the nominees shared a short video clip with us, which we will show in just a bit. But I want to particularly thank Corey, Charles Hawkins, and Beth Williford in particular for making this video project a reality. I encourage you all to reach out to these organizations who share their plugs, their Twitter handles, and reach out to them to learn more from them. I'd also like to thank SSSP for supporting grassroots social action, the entire Thomas C. Hood Social Action Award Committee, and Michelle Kuntz, of course, who received a lot of praise as warranted for continuing support this year. And I would like to announce the winner of the 2021 Thomas C. Hood Social Action Award is Community Organizing and Family Issues. Community Organizing and Family Issues is an organizing institution that works on economic, racial, and social justice systems change. They help to organize African-American and immigrant Latina parents predominantly, largely mothers and grandmothers, to become involved in policymaking that directly affects their families. Through family-focused leadership development, COFI invests in parents to ensure that they are at policymaking tables. The organization has a deep and responsive understanding of the support that parents need in order to participate in systems change. This is really hard work that happens, and COFI helps to support this local social movement. They sponsor 18 months of leadership development and political education for parents at no cost to them. That is translated from English to Spanish and vice versa, with food and childcare, which are musts for ensuring that that parents are involved in systems change. Their leadership trainings include time for parents to work on personal, family, and team goals, and time and guidance for parents to connect with neighbors and their communities on issues that are important for them, including poverty reduction, policing practices, health disparities, and early learning, as well as the opportunity for parents to connect with other parents outside of their communities to work on city and state level policies. Parents who participate in leadership development often become involved with a parent-led membership group called Power Pack, Parents Organized to Win, Educate, and Renew Policy Action Council, which includes over 700 parents and is a project of COFI. If that's not enough, COFI is also a founding member of UPlan, which is a national network of parents doing social change that affects families across the nation. To receive the award, we have Rosalia Grillier, Taliba Moore, Ellen Schumer, and Graciela Suarez. And I'll pass over the mic so you could hear from them about their wonderful work. Congratulations to COFI, and I'm so excited to be presenting this award to you. Thank you so much for your work and your dedication for over 25 years.
I'm here. Welcome, everyone.
Welcome.
Sorry, welcome, everyone. Thank you all so much for the Society for the Study of Social Problems for the Thomas C. Hood Social Action Award.
We have the award here with just a 1%, maybe not even 1% of our parent leaders. There's so many of us, but we have a couple of our parent leaders here. We have some of our colleagues. We just have a whole lot of people in the office today who wanted to celebrate with us. But again, this is just a little snippet of who we are, and we appreciate it. So Kofi, Jennifer said most of what we wanted to say. Kofi is a community organizer in family issues. We're a Chicago-based nonprofit who it was founded in 1995. We celebrated 25 years last year. However, we have our 25th anniversary tomorrow. So we still, the party has been going on since October of last year to it's gonna probably end tomorrow, celebrating 25 years. Our mission is to strengthen the power and voice of low income and working families at all levels of civic life, from local institutions to the city, state, and federal level. I just wanna, because we have some parent leaders in here from Aurora, from East St. Louis. So although we are Chicago-based, we are Illinois statewide. So we have trained and supported more than 4,000, and I think this number, it should be like 5,000 or 6,000 low-income parent leaders, mainly mothers and grandmothers. I must say we have some fathers in here too. We have fathers and grandmothers of color in the Kofi way of family-focused organizing. And I'm gonna pass it to Graciela. I'm gonna go to the next slide, sorry. And again, my name is Taliba Moore. I'm a community organizer here at Kofi. I started off as a parent leader, and I'm just so happy to be here to receive this award.
Thank you, everybody. And I'm going to talk real quick about our motto, a leadership motto. We start with phase one, and the phase one of the Kofi motto. My name is Graciela. I had to go a little bit back. I got so nervous. And thank you for that work. The phase one of the motto that's called self-family, I think actually is called because we start with ourselves. We start with wherever we are in our life. And we start setting goals for ourselves and also reaching and having a plan to reach the goal. All the things that we learn and the self-family and team for ourselves, we also apply to our families, and we also start working as a team to reach one goal for the team and build this relationship with everybody. The second phase is when parents go out to the community to hear from the neighborhoods, to hear from people what they like about their community, what change they want to do. And they start creating this community building change and also getting more involved and learning more about the system. The phase three of Kofi is more like cross-cultural, like we work with PARPA, we work like parents are sitting at different tables to make real changes and to be heard from people that make policies to really see the true, what is the needs of the people that live in all these communities are affected for all these changes. And this is like so quick, and I think that Jennifer did a really good job describing the phases of the model. And I just want to say that the corporate training with parents that start learning about themselves with simple things like parents that never even been part of the system, and they're not even being at the schools, and then they start going to the school, sitting at tables, sitting in the local school council, really sharing what they really want for their children, for the school, for the community, start making all this policy, but also building this relationship with people that really make all these changes. I think this is so powerful, and we truly believe that all the parents like making those decisions and sitting on those tables. And I think that's something that I've been for 25 years working with parents. And myself, I was one of the parents that I didn't know anything about the system. I was an immigrant, so young in that time. When I went to this for the first time, I was so excited about like be part of this, be part of the system, and really like be there. Next slide. And also, we see a lot of the parents that their children also follow them. When I see parents that say, you know, my son enjoyed the student council because I am also on the local school, also on the school. It's like that ripple effect that we are doing with children to get involved and also in all these changes impact not only their lives, but the families and the communities. But thank you, everybody. Thank you for the work.
Oh, it's me again. So the impact of parent power. Jennifer mentioned that we have a parent organization, Power Pack Illinois, and we just work on so many different things. We have 4 campaigns. We have the Stop campaign, Stepping Out of Poverty, where we have eliminated 13,000. And again, I really feel like some of these numbers are like a couple of months ago, because we are still, eliminating tickets that keep us in poverty as we speak. We probably, some tickets today probably got eliminated, but we're gonna go with that number of 13,731 tickets. We have started a Children's Savings Account program. So we had elementary justice campaign, we had an early learning campaign, and then we had health, food, and resource campaign as well. And these are just some of the highlights of some of the things that we work on as parents. So these are parent-led campaigns and parent-led accomplishments that we do statewide. The Kofi Way builds power. It's kind of self-explanatory. Just some of the highlights of what we're working on now. Payday lenders no longer can charge interest. And if you notice, if you in the Chicago or the state of Illinois area, you'll notice a lot of the payday lenders have closed up shop. And we are still out there doing early learning outreach, ambassador work, and we're just doing a whole lot of great things. And check out our website. And I'm passing to Ms. Rose, who can go into more of what we're doing.
Parent power takes action, and we take it locally. We've overhauled Chicago Public Schools, and we've removed zero tolerance and created more restorative practices in a climate within our schools. We've created parent-led peace centers that support and help students and others that are involved resolve conflict and think of better ways to not even have to entertain conflict. And we remove booking stations out of our schools so that children can learn and not be put out or taken to jail. And not only do we build power locally, we build it statewide. Have been working to address all kinds of childhood adversities. Parents within school districts are assuring that even now, the American Rescue Plan funds can support students' social and emotional needs as well as their academic needs. Yeah. Created and trained new Illinois Family Advisory Committee and work with the governor's Early Learning Council to create that very same parent voice-led advisory committee in the state of Illinois. But parents build power nationally. There are other amazing parent-led organizations throughout this country, and Kofi is the fiscal agent that have brought all of those folks together to do the same work we're doing locally, statewide, on a national level. Mothers and fathers and parents across the country have been helping to look at those same issues that we're fighting on the ground in local and state legislation from a national perspective. Mothers serve also on the Closing the Women's Wealth Gap. And we have the Fab Five in the house today. And I'm also one of the lead fellows. Did I tell you all that my name was Rosalia Grillier? Or Miss Rose, if that feels more comfortable to you. And parents will continue, even today, we met with folks from Senator Durbin's office, and we'll meet with folks from Tammy Duckworth's office to make sure that they are lifting the voice of what needs to happen in this golden opportunity of the American Rescue Plan. and partner nationally all across the country with organizations around childcare funding and so many other issues. We could go on, but I'm gonna imagine our time has drawn near. So let us say thank you so much. How amazing parents really are. Thank you guys so much. Woo.
Well, thank you. Bravo. Congratulations.